Hey my friends, welcome to the Vitruvian Live. Today is Monday, October 28th. And I shouldn't look at the date because I know what date it is. So first of all, Elisa, I love you so much. It's not our anniversary, but we have been a couple for 10 years today exactly. So that's kind of a big deal for us, right? So 10 years, wow, that's been a while. Been married over a year now, so that's cool, and I'm still happy to live my life together with you. So love you. I see you soon. Elisa at work, so I'm here home alone. I took a week off to recuperate from Spiel, and that's of course what this episode is all about. Spiel 2019. I am back. So Spiel. Wow. First of all, I have to say a big thank you to Kai and Rebecca, my two friends from Essen, Germany, who for I don't know how many years it has been now, but they were so friendly to lend me their couch again. They have a big couch, so it's not like I'm cramped up there. So I was again staying there, which is really convenient, honestly. It's not that far from the Messe, the place where Spiel is taking place. So that's it's cool. It also makes me not have to spend a bunch of money on a hotel. We'll see what the future brings, of course, because they have a daughter and she will be growing up, of course, and might be less convenient for them in the future. We'll see, but so far so good, and thanks again so much. Okay, so what was my spiel all about? So Wednesday I arrived, I think around 2. I went there by car. Wednesday is actually not the day of a convention yet. They are setting up everything at that day, but if you have an exhibitor's pass, you can already get inside. So I was kind of lucky. When I arrived, most of the work was done at the Portal Games booth, so I was already able to walk around, to say hi to some people I know, and I think I bought 1 or 2 games on Wednesday. Oh no, I think it was 4. I think I remember a tweet. It was 4. I think 4 games on Wednesday, and then in the evening we played a game, I think at Kai's place, and next day it was of course work. So Thursday morning I had to demo Pret-à-Porter, which I was a little bit afraid of, because it's a heavier game. It's not a difficult game, but there's a lot of things going on, so it takes a while to explain, because otherwise people would be confused, maybe, of course. And yeah, so that wasn't the easiest game to do, but still it was better than I expected, so that's pretty cool. And in the afternoon I was free, which of course was also pretty nice. So I went to pick up all my pre-orders. Well, most of them. I think I got most of them on Thursday. So I went through the halls and went to pick up everything I pre-ordered. So that was most of my Thursday, honestly. And then Friday I was free in the until 2. So I walked around, did some purchases that weren't planned, took some pictures, but not too much. As every year, I bring my camera, but I don't use it that much. Honestly, this is part is my introvert nature, and part of it is I'm just too preoccupied with looking at everything else. And I must say Saturday was approximately the same as Friday. So in Friday we went with the whole group of people who met in Paros, and a few of the Ludic Creations team. We went to have steaks, which was very good again. Thank you, Iraklis, because you surprised us by paying for our dinner, which was really unexpected, but very much appreciated. And Saturday I decided, normally I stay until Sunday, but I decided I was okay, and I decided, after we had a nice pizza dinner with Portal Games at the Portal Games booth, we had a long table or a row of tables, and we were with the whole team having pizza. But I decided I was okay. I've seen what I wanted to see, and I went home. I already went home on Saturday. So, and I'm happy that I did. I could sleep in my own bed with Elisa next to me, and back home with the cats and all that stuff. It was okay to have a Sunday already home. We played some games already that I bought, and of course that's biggest part of this video. So this will be a long episode, folks. That's a promise. So I'm going to show the games that I got. Now first of all, this is not a bragging video. So I bought quite some games again, as I do every year. So, but it's not to brag. I just want to show you what I have, because this might be fun for the channel. And this is what this channel is all about, right? Board games mostly. So why not show what I got? Also, a caveat. There are a lot of games here. I am not a rich guy, right? I make money and I'm okay. I'm doing just fine. But I sold a bunch of games in order to buy other games. And I even got some money left over. So it's not that I'm throwing money at these games. I sold a bunch to get a bunch. All right. So some people might feel it's bragging and stuff like that, but just know that I sold games to buy these games, right? So I'm going to see where to start, because there's a lot, folks. So this is going to be a long video. I'm sorry about that, but I hope you like it to see. So first, I'm going to do this in a random order, however they come out of these crates here, and I have some on the table as well. So first we have Grim Forest Kickstarter edition. I bought this in an auction, so I bought it for cheaper. This is a very nice looking. This sleeve, I'm not sure what I think about sleeves, but this is a very nice looking game, as you can see at the box already. And this is a cool version with miniatures and trays, these game trays inside. So this is a very beautiful, high produced copy. But I heard good things about this as well. It looks cool. It has a nice theme with the fairy tale people in here. So that's Grim for you. The Grim Forest. Oh boy. So there we go. That's one. The next one was probably my #1 wanted game that I didn't pre-order, because there was no pre-order, but I bought this on day 0 on Wednesday. And Ignasi he's a little bit jealous. He wanted this game as well, but he only went to see if he could get a copy on Saturday, and they were sold out. The English copies were sold out. And that's Carnival of Monsters. This is a drafting game, a monster drafting game by Richard Garfield, designer of Magic the Gathering, for example. And we played this yesterday already, and I like this quite a bit. It's very straightforward card drafting, but you have a big pile of cards, and there are lands in there. Oh, how magic-like, which you can draft, and you need those lands in order to capture and display monsters. If you cannot play a monster, you can keep it aside for later, but you have to pay coins. You have to take loans sometimes. There are staff members in the deck. There are end-game scoring cards. So you can draft all kinds of things. I liked it. I destroyed Elise yesterday with this game. I hope she still wants to play this. Alright, next one. I didn't really get at Spiel, but I picked it up at Spiel because my friend Alvin took it for me from the United States. Now I just noticed that it will be released in Belgium in November, which is too late for Halloween, because I really wanted to have this before Halloween. And that's Horrified. People were jealous. Everyone was asking me where I got this copy. Well, I had to answer the United States. This is a cooperative game where you are trying to get rid of the Universal Pictures monsters. Was it Universal? Yeah, the Universal Universe monsters, like the Mummy, the Frankenstein and the Bride, the Wolf Man, the Invisible Man, and all that stuff. This got some great reviews already, so I'm so excited to have this. and looking forward to play this. Horrified. Another one, I didn't think they would be selling this already. It's by Fantasy Flight, and they often do this. They have release around October, November. They will demo it at Spiel, but they won't have it for sale. This time I found out on Saturday that they were selling this, so I thought it's probably sold out already, but it wasn't. And that's Marvel Champions, the card game. This is a living card game in the Marvel universe. As soon as they announced this, I had to have this. Now I pre-ordered this honestly at my local game store, but now I have it earlier and I couldn't resist getting it already. Sorry, local game store. Sorry about that. Marvel Champions. Looking forward to play that. The next one was a pre-order, which I just pre-ordered because the box art spoke to me. It's the Pauper's Ladder by Paul Stapleton, and Paul Stapleton did the design and the artwork himself. It's a little bit whimsical, the artwork. It's not the best artwork, but still it's kind of grabbed me. And it's an adventure game where you're trying to get 3 virtues. It looks fun. So this is a gamble, but I believe this will work out just fine. So that's Pauper's Ladder. Alright, the next one. Next one was a very popular game. I think they did very well in selling this one. This might be one of the heavier games that I bought, which is still not super heavy. I think I will be able to get this to the table. And that's Farian. Now, Farian is a Euro game. I'm not sure anymore what you do. I also cannot read it because it has French text in it, but it's language independent and they put English rules. Well, they gave me English rules for it as well. But the coolest thing is that the artist was there and I managed to get this box signed. And it's pretty neat, right? So that was very fun to do. I had to do a lot of effort to get this drawing because the first day I bought this, the line was just too long and I had to go demo. So I had to leave the line, sadly enough, after standing there for half an hour. So that was a little sad, but I went there on Saturday to get it signed again, eventually. So Farian, Egyptian team, curious about it. Next one is also a used game that I bought in the auction. This has been on my wish list for years and years and years, and someone sold it with an expansion with some promos that are very hard to get, I guess, and that's Dark Horse. This might be a little less known with most of the audience. It is a Wild West game with influence and territory building, and it works a little bit, as far as I remember, as a Kingsburg game where you roll 2 dice and you can use both dice on 2 different action spots, but they're weaker actions, or you can combine the result of the 2 dice to get a stronger action, and that way you're trying to score victory points by expanding territory and gaining gold and collecting influence points and all that stuff. But very cool that I finally have this game. Really happy with that. Dark Horse. Okay, wow, next. Let's go with the first box here, with the first crate. Bloomtown. Bloomtown had some hype before Essen already. This is a tile-laying city building game where it is very simple. I've played this yesterday as well for the first time. I think I won by 1 point, so it was a very exciting game. Very simple. You have a tableau in front of you, and there are 5 types of buildings, and each building scores in a different way. So you always have 2 tiles to choose from. You play a tile, and where you place it has the square has a symbol, and depending on that symbol, that's which revealed other new building you will get, new tile you will get, and you're trying to score points that way. There are in-game scorings during the game, there are some in-game scorings. Very easy to teach, easy to play game. We liked it, that's for sure. Bloomtown, that's that. All right, let's see. All right. What's the next one we will do? Right. Some small stuff, maybe? Oh boy, there's so much. Okay, so Portal Games. I took with me a copy of the new expansion, new faction for Nourishima Hex, the Sand Runners, and Dancer, because I realized that I didn't have this one yet. So now I have everything, all the factions in my collection. Next, 10 days in Europe. This is, how should I call it? Kind of a drafting and route building game. Very simple in the end. What you want to do, you want to make sure you can visit every place. I think 10 or 12. I think 10 places, but you have to place the cards in a correct way by getting them from a common supply and all that stuff. It's cool, and I hope I can play this with some younger people and they might learn a little bit about Europe, so that might be cool. So it looks fun. That's 10 days. 10 days in Europe. Alright, so these are some smaller stuff. Empires of the North, the new scenario. The new scenario for Detective, the Natural Causes. Very small game, Sprawlopolis or Sprawlopolis, however you want to call it. This is a very small, as you can see, game, 1 to 4 players. But I've seen very many people, which is not a good sentence, play this solo. So this is a very popular solo game in which you try to build a city or streets or whatever. I don't know for sure, but I know it is popular, so I bought it. Alright, next, let's see, we have to clear some small boxes before I can get to the big ones again. Cat Cafe, I already talked about this, I played this once before. This is a roll and write game where you try to place the good pictures on the scratching pulls here. They all score in a different way. It's deeper than I thought, this game. It has more depth to it than I thought. It has a cat theme, so why not, right? Right, next. Another cat game. Yes, Super Cats. This is very funny. This is a small card game designed by 5 designers, and 2 of them are Antoine Bauza and Ludovic Maublanc, which are big names in the board game industry. So in this game, this has 2 parts. First, players want to become a super cat, and there will be a loser in that round, and that loser will become the Robo Dog, and then the other players are trying to defeat the Robo Dog. So it becomes a 1 versus all afterwards. Very cool. It looks whimsical as well. It has a cat theme. So yeah, I bought it, as you can see. Next is also a roll and write. This is the roll and write version of King Domino. Duel is this named, King Domino Duel. This is a 2-player roll and write. I played this with Elise yesterday. Who won? I cannot remember. But this really is King Domino, 2 players, roll and write. That's really how it works. Plays quickly. I liked it. I'm happy to have this King Domino Duel. Right, next is an auction game that I bought very cheap. Why First? This is kind of a card playing game where you are racing, but you always want to be second, hence the title Why First. So special. Yeah, you play cards to move or to go back and all that stuff, but in the end you don't want to win, you want to be second. Wow, it's special. Okay, then I got some promos for Empires of the North, which I already had, but I had the Polish versions, and my Polish is non-existent. Okay, the next one is one that I bought as an impulse. I went to the Ravensburger booth, I asked if they still had a copy, and they had 1 left apparently, and that's a copy of Jaws. Now, Jaws is this 1 versus many game where 1 player plays this fella here, and the other players are trying to get the people to safety and afterwards get into that boat, famous from the movie, and try to, well, defeat Jaws. I've heard very good things about it. I hope people still remember the movie and know this theme and like this theme, so I can get it to the table. But I'm happy to have it. It's hard to get here in Belgium, so jobs. All right, next. Woohoo! All right, this is this just barely fits in the box here, so it's also barely coming out. This game I pre-ordered as well, Ocean Crisis. This game I pre-ordered because of the designer diary I read about it. This game was made to show, to use in schools, to show the effect and to teach the things about plastic in the oceans. So this is again a game that teaches people what we're going through in our oceans, what they're going through. The game looks beautiful as well, very colorful. It has some nice wooden meeples and all that stuff. It has this rondelle thingy that can turn, so it has something to it. I just bought this because I like games that still are that still have a game, but also maybe teach people something. So that's Ocean Crisis. The strangest thing about this one is I pre-ordered this for a certain amount of money and it was cheaper at the fair, but they didn't change the price for the pre-orders. And then I'm always like, should I say something? But in the end, I don't. Well, whatever. Okay, so, alright, next is, oh yes, Escape Tales. Low Memory. We enjoyed the first one, Escape Tales Awakening or Awakenings, very, very much. We were pleasantly surprised by that one, so I could not get this one. This is a new one, a very different story, I think. This is about, it's the year 2060, and let's see, yeah, it's a lot of text, but I'm very curious about this one. The first one was really good. We played that one in, we finished that in a couple of sessions. This also will take a couple of times. This time it says 3 times 3 hours. So that's a long time, 3 hours. So I hope we can shorten it to a little more plays of a shorter time. But we'll see. That's Escape Tales. Low Memory. Alright, one more in this box here, and that's also a used copy. Well, used is maybe the wrong word. It is a copy that I got in the auction, but it's still sealed. This is the bigger expansion for Legendary Alien Encounters, or Legendary Encounters, an alien deck building game. I already had the small new Covenant expansion. I never got this because it was always a little bit too expensive for my taste for an expansion, though it has 400 cards in this box. But I'm so happy to have this because, as you might know, this is one of my favorite games, folks. Legendary Encounters and the Aliens is one of the best of those, for sure. So I'm very happy to have this one, especially at a cheaper price. Alright, so one box empty. Sorry for the noise now. I'm just going to put it here. Alright, next one. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Folks, so every convention there's at least one game that catches your eye or that you already know of, but that might be too expensive or might be something you shouldn't buy. This year I've been looking for this game for a while because I missed the Kickstarter. Well, I didn't miss the Kickstarter, but I didn't have the money at the time, so I bought this now, and let me try to get it because it's a heavy box. I got myself a copy of Nemesis. This is a heavy boy. This is I guess this is the ultimate Alien game. So we had Alien Legendary just a minute ago. This is the board game that it's not Alien, it's not officially Alien, but I'm not sure if you can see this on screen, but you have all these aliens running around and they look like aliens from Alien. They're as scary as hell. This is as well, I think you can play it co-op as well, but this is mostly a semi-co-op game because every player has their objective and to win, but sometimes it's good to go together because you have to fight these aliens, you have to be silent, and it's easier to be silent or to be sneaky when there's two of you and all that stuff. This is a big, huge game, but I couldn't resist it anymore. I'm happy to have it. I just hope I can play it soon. I'm going to try to figure out the rules, and I hope I can play this at Halloween, because this is a Halloween game, of course. So I hope I can get this to the table this Thursday. Also, this was a crazy buy, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with it. I'm happy now, but that's a small expansion for it, the Space Cats expansion, which are just 4. It did cost some money. This just has 4 miniatures of, well, I hope you can see it, Space Cats. A little scary Space Cats even. Doesn't do anything besides just having Space Cats. Alright, next is, let's take the big box first. Is also an auction game. So again, a game that I bought in an auction for a very cheap price, and that's Puzzle Strike. I'm just curious. My button has come loose. Now I've upside down. This is a game. Well, it's a kind of a deck building game, but instead of building a deck, you're building, I think, a bag with these chips here, and I think it's just something very similar to Dominion. But I've seen a Watch It Played video once by Rodney Smith, and I was always curious, so I can finally try this one out. If it's not good, I can sell this. I'm pretty sure I can sell this for the same price that I bought this. The next one, also a used copy, again one in seal. People are just selling games that are still sealed. And I just bought this for €5. I just bought this for the team, folks. I haven't talked about that much, but of course the Vitruvian Gamer, the logo, used to be the Vitruvian Man, right? Meeple in the Vitruvian Man shape. My new logo still has a t-shirt with the Vitruvian Man on it. That's because I'm very inspired, and I'm very interested in the works of Leonardo da Vinci, and this game is called Maestro Leonardo because this is an Italian version. It's about Leonardo da Vinci, and I don't know anything else about this game, but that's why I bought it. It's Leonardo da Vinci, which I really that's someone I really, 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 really admire, for sure, what he did. All right. Next, let's go for the bigger boxes first, so I can make some room, or I can store them. So I'm going to put some boxes next to me, without showing them to you already. So the next one, and we're close to getting through everything, folks. We're getting there. The next one is Pret-a-Porter. It's a game that I demoed, of course. I got a copy. I had to do that, right? I'm not feeling like playing it at this moment because I saw so much of it the last couple of days. But this is a new edition of an older Euro game where you are running a designer fashion company. And you're trying to make collections to show at fashion shows, and afterwards selling them. But in the meantime, you have to run a company, you have to have buildings, employees, contracts, and all that stuff, which cost you money. You have to buy designs, fabrics to make them. This is a heavier game, although, as I already said, the basic stuff in this game are pretty simple. It's just worker placement. But making that fashion company work, that's a different story. So this is pretty cool, a new beautiful edition. I do have the old edition as well, so I can play whatever I want. This is also signed by Ignasi, of course, as I try with most of my games. There are a few that aren't signed, but this one I managed to get signed. It's a big box. As you can see, it doesn't close perfectly. This is a Kickstarter version. But if it's punched out everything, then everything fits perfectly. All right, Next is also one that I got from a publisher, so thank you for that, Ludi Creations. This is On the Underground. This is a game, so on the Underground, London and Berlin. This is kind of a route building game where you're trying to get people to use your lines in the metro. I like the looks of this. Very stark artwork, very much a lot of whites and pastel. Looks beautiful on the table, that's for sure. That's On the Underground. Let's do it like this. All right, next. Yeah, there's more. I'm sorry, folks. This is already going on for half an hour. Next one I pre-ordered. So, what happens a lot in being a board gamer is that people don't play that many board games. They like Clue, which is okay. If you like Clue, fine, perfect. But now we have the perfect alternative. Apparently, I haven't played it yet, but I've heard these things about it, and it's the game Awkward Guests. This is Clue on steroids. This is the good version of Clue, apparently. Each time you have a different combination of cards that you have to take, and you have to, and it's not just a luck and a roll and move of all that stuff. You're playing cards, you have to exchange cards, show cards to other people and all that stuff. Apparently this is an awesome game. So it works with a bunch of cards and I think a book with different scenarios, so different combinations. And I think they were working on an app as well that gives you even more combinations. So awesome, a 2 to 8 player game. I'm really looking forward to try this one, folks. Because the idea of Clue always intrigued me. I like the idea, right, of finding that murderer and all those other details of the murder before the others do. But Clue was more like, if you roll a lot of sixes, then you're going strong. The next one I bought as an impulse buy because Halloween is coming and I wanted some games for Halloween. I do have Nemesis, I do have Horrified, and I also have now Escape from the Aliens from Outer Space, or In Outer Space. This is secret identity game where so in the beginning of the game every player will get a role which is either alien or human. So but you know your own role, but you don't know what the other players are. Next to that, every player is trying to escape. Well, the human players are trying to escape to their via escape pods. So they want to go to the escape pods, and the aliens are trying to find and catch or infect the humans. Funny thing is, every player has their own player board with the map of the spaceship they're in. And so there's hidden movement as well. So you don't know where who is. You don't know who is what. And so apparently you're feeling chased all the time. Well, especially if you're a human. Sometimes you make noise, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you have to say where you are. Sometimes you can lie where you are. Sometimes you just don't have to say anything. In the meantime, you are trying to deduce by that information where the other players are, or either to catch them or to escape from them. Sounds very cool. I've heard so many good things about it, so that's why I bought it. Next one is an expansion, another space-themed game, Clank in Space. There's a new expansion for it, the Cyberstation 11. That's now you're fighting Commander Prion apparently, and it adds a new board that you attach to it, I think, and some new cards, of course, and all that stuff. So it's more Clank in Space. So this was a must buy. There was a game called Clank Legacy, which was super duper popular, which also was super duper expensive. It cost €100. I'll probably play that someday, I buy it someday, but not now. I have so many campaign games that I'm going through or that I still have to play, that I'm still expecting from Kickstarters, that I just could not buy the Clank Legacy. But honestly, it looks pretty cool, that's for sure. But I hope it will be cheaper when it's in stores, because Renegade games tends to be a little expensive, which is, it's okay, it's probably necessary, because they have to import everything, and they got their copies from some games quite late. Again, they were stuck in customs, and that's not the first time they have that happen, sadly for them. Alright, next one is a special one. I have no idea what this game is about. It's called Inwalter sind die Räuber. So I think it says, in the forest there are these robbers. But it has English rules apparently, and I think it's language independent besides that. This game, it was just a silly thing. They had a bunch of these games. You had to roll a d6, a 6-sided die, and whatever result you rolled, that's how many euros you had to pay. People who watch this show for a longer time than today, they know that I like dice, but dice don't like me. So guess which number I rolled on my d6. Most of the times you have to roll high in games, and I don't. Now I had to roll low to make this cheaper, which I didn't. I rolled a 6. But that's okay. At least they're making some money now. So yeah, we'll see what this is. I have no idea. I have no idea what this game is about. Next is also auction game, Spy Clubs. I got this for 10 euros, which is pretty cool. This is only a year old, this game. This is also a deduction game. I think it's also a campaign game, so I have no idea when I will play this, folks. But it was a very good price to get this, so I couldn't not get this. And we'll see. We'll see if we play it, when we play it. Again, if I don't play this for a very long time, I might still sell this for a decent price, but I hope to get this played. It's not my goal to buy games and sell them again without having played them. We're getting there, folks. Next one is a gamble. I have no idea how this plays, but it has a fun box. It's called TRex Holliday, and it has cats in it. And the story is, your playful and oddly short-limbed cat T-Rex and its friends know you're tired after coming home from work, so naturally they run and hop around the house as much as they can just to make a sweet little mess for you. Because as long as you're home, each day is a holiday for T-Rex and his friends. This is a roll and ride game with a roll 3 dice and hide 1 mechanic. So we'll see what that brings. It has some translucent dice in the game. We'll see. It looks whimsical again. I was curious. Alright, next is, let's see, is of course Empires of the North Japanese Islands, which is a small expansion. Well, small. It has 2 new factions. It has 2 Japanese clans inside. So again, more variety, more things, more clans to choose from. I'll probably do an unboxing for this because I did a lot of videos for the base game, and I guess it might be good to show you the new ones and just to show you what the new cards bring to the game. Alright, we're not done yet, folks. Alright, so I got Dwarves Duel with the VES as a 7, so Dwarf 7s Duel, which was a game that you get for free if you got the Spiel book or magazine, where there was a coupon to get this. I have no idea what this game is all about. It's apparently a fast-paced worker placement and resource management game for 2 players. It plays in 30 minutes. We'll see. We'll see. It was pretty cool to get some stuff for free as well. Alright, what else do we have here? We have another expansion, this time for Shards of Infinity, the Shards of Infinity Shadow of Salvation expansion. This is the 2nd expansion for this game, and it, well, takes the game up to 5 players, which I don't care about, but it gives a cooperative game as well. Now you can play cooperative to stop an impending Armageddon. So, making this a cooperative game? I'm in. Apparently, I bought it. So, alright, let's see. I bought some sleeves, these square sleeves, for my copy of Vindication. The game that I got just before Spiel. As you might remember, I did an unboxing for that. So, I bought just enough sleeves to sleeve all those cards. Next thing is the Wingspan expansion, folks. The European expansion. Now, did I need an expansion for Wingspan? No, because I played a couple of times, 5 or 6 times, but there's still a lot for me to discover in the base game. But it's European birds, and I feel like it might be fun to sometimes stumble upon a bird that I see in my garden now and then. So it adds some more stuff between players, some more interaction, so that's also cool. Some new things that can happen, round end stuff as well. So yeah, why not, right? There were not that many copies, so I had to stand in line for a while, because every day they had a certain amount of copies. So, but it was okay, and I got it, so I'm happy with it. We'll see what it adds. Sad thing is, this stuff in this box doesn't fit in the base box, so I have to store this box as well. First world problems, right? Alright, one more here is Captive, a choose your own adventure-ish comic book. So you make a character and you go through these adventures. I guess you sometimes have to roll a die or something. Got this for cheap, a used copy. Why not, right? Do I have something else? Alright, next thing that I want to show. Oh yeah, this one here. This box is beaten like hell, so this is Time's Up. This is the blue edition, the Belgian edition as well. So most of the names that are in there here you don't know. We've been through some cards yesterday and we don't know a bunch of these names, but it adds some more cards to a very fun game, very cool party game, folks. Time's Up is very fun. The cards, most of them are still in shrink, so it's just a box that looks like it's been run over by a truck, but the game is in pristine condition, so that's very cool. What else? What else do I have to show you? Well, I got a bunch. Oh, I got a promo for Shara West, the Goat. Woo, very cool. And talking about Shara West, well, talking about Board and Dice, who are the publisher of Shara West. As you might have seen, I did a vlog about their Walk the Halls for charity event, and well, I did, and I got my medal. Pretty cool, right? So I got my medal for walking around. Now, I don't think the number of steps you took were that important. You just paid 10 euros to join it. It goes to a good cause. I decided to join them. I did a lot of walking though, but I got this cool medal as a souvenir, and apparently they're looking into doing these kinds of things more in the future, so that's pretty cool. Some promo materials, these big dice from Come On Games, Come On, yeah, Simon, whatever you want to call it, some pencils and a gummy for King Domino. They were giving away some pins of Pokemon, like a Pikachu. I'm very happy with Pikachu. I bought some promo cards at the Dice Tower booth. I bought one for Vindication, one for the Grim Forest, which I just got now, and also one for, or two apparently, for Downforce by Restoration Games. So that's what I got as well. Let's see, some promo for Pret-a-Porter. Some more Hiroshima Hex stuff. Something else? I don't think so. I think I've shown everything. I got a badge from Roll the Dice, this club in the Netherlands, board gaming club. The Antares detective badge. Ooh, pretty sweet. And I think I showed you everything, folks. Wow, so that's what I got. So a lot of things. So what are the plans with these games? I hope to play all of them as soon as I can. There will be games that probably aren't played next year. That's for sure. We'll see. There might be a bunch of unboxings for it. I'm going to try, no promises, going to try to already figure out Horrified and maybe do a playthrough so I can put that online on Halloween. We'll see if that works out just fine. I'm not going to do that for Nemesis, that for sure, because I hope to figure that one out as well, but it will be a long playthrough if I do one of those, because I think you can play this solo. We'll see. Anyway, that's what I brought. So again, Spiel was again very nice to go to, very busy, although it felt a little less crowded than last year, but they already put online, the organization put online that there were 209,000 visitors, which is crazy. Saturday again was crazy busy, but still a little bit less than last year, I believe. I felt that way for sure. Maybe it's because there was one more hall, so it got a little bit more spread out. Yeah, it was so good to see some old friends. Some people apparently recognize me. I got to give away some buttons, which was very fun to do. It's always surprising that people recognize me. I've talked to Rodney Smith again, to Barry DeBlay, is that his name? So that's always fun to talk to him. All my friends from Paros as well, a lot of them, the creations, and of course the Portal Games team, which also was very fun again to hang out with those guys. So again, I had a very good time. It was again exhausting. My legs are still hurting. I'm catching up some sleep still, but I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to have these new friends here at home, and I hope to show a lot of them in the future as well. So that was my spiel for this year, Spiel 2019. Now we can look forward to the next one. Let's see what the Brexit stuff brings. So if we can do a UK Game Expo maybe in half a year. Okay, folks, that was it. Episode 1 of this week of the Vitruvian Live, which is, of course, a very super duper long episode. But I had a lot to show you, as well, that's for sure. I'm not going to go over the games that I didn't buy, but if you think, like, hey, why didn't you get that game or that game? Let me know in the comments below what games you think that you maybe expected me to get, but because there are a lot of very popular, hyped games that are not standing behind me now, that I just didn't buy because of multiple reasons. So if you want to know it from some game, let me ask it in the comments below. There are, of course, a bunch of games that I sold. I'm not going to go over that list and why I sold them or why I did that, but there are some games that, some pretty big games that left the collection. For example, Imperial Assault and Viticulture. They're gone. I don't have them anymore, and I'm okay with that. Okay, folks, thank you for watching this episode of the Vitruvian Live. I hope to see you next time, which probably is tomorrow. Thanks again for your time, and see you soon. Bye-bye.